he was supposed to be there in his head, right? Where's the hate there? Like, I don't understand it.
Big Meech is not just a fictional character created in a writer's room. He is a living legend of the Detroit streets. When Meech reached out to 50 Cent from behind bars to question the direction of the work, he was targeting the very tone of the BMF series. Meech wants his pain, his genuine struggle, and his real-life hardships to be mirrored on screen exactly as he lived them. He believes that Hollywood has a tendency to glamorize reality, turning gritty truths into shiny, pop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you said that there was an issue. There's an issue because he was doing the program. He didn't want me to be in the show. And wouldn't do it without me in the show. And then he sports thing when I go and saying it would give me the organizations that are the most influential organizations, they're charitable organizations, so I can tap into that without having to work to create those organizations. Like, I've always donated to other existing organizations.
Polished spectacles for the masses. However, 50 Cent views the world through a different lens. 50 knows that television audiences aren't just looking for a documentary. They want high-stakes entertainment. In his mind, if a story lacks spice or dramatic flair, the show won't hit the top of the ratings. While Meech says, "Work on the truth," 50's silent response through his actions is, "I'm working on the ratings." This fundamental disagreement has built a silent wall between the two. Meech fears his legacy is being reduced to just another gangster show, whereas he views it as a saga of black excellence and survival. The phrase "work on what?"
People think that it's about taxes, but it goes past the tax point. You know what I mean? Like, for youth programs and the entrepreneurship stuff that I did in Houston, it made it a little more clearer when I got there. They weren't registering me here because I'm already here, and they got me as the first version of 50 Cent, and it was not adjusted. So they'll look at it that way, and then when they get to Houston, they're going, wait, he's actively doing more than the people from Houston. And then it kind of gets them motivated.
Is a plea for 50 to tell the story for the fans who lived it, not just the fans who watch it. Now we move to the issue that breaks even the strongest bonds, money. When Big Meech founded the Black Mafia family, he was on the verge of becoming a billionaire through his own empire. Today, as his name and life story generate millions for the Starz network, the question remains, is Meech getting his fair share? 50 Cent's public reply was blunt. "I'm trying to make you a billionaire, Meech." This implies that while 50 is focused on the long-term brand, Meech might be dissatisfied with the current financial structure. Meech spent nearly 2 decades in prison while his son, Lil Meech, worked tirelessly on set. Is the family receiving the level of back-end profits, a share of the show's massive earnings, that an executive producer of his stature deserves? Rumors in the industry suggest that Meech has demanded a larger piece of the pie. 50 Cent, a master businessman, knows exactly how contracts work. By exposing that DM, 50 was perhaps showing the world that he is doing a lot for Meech, yet Meech is still asking for more. In this context,
and a lot of be like, you don't want people from the past popping up.
Work on what? Could easily mean, 50, stop working on the script and start working on my bank account. The most sensitive issue in this drama is family. The F in BMF stands for family, and for Meech, family was always the priority. The script often highlights the deep rift between Meech and his brother, Southwest T. While their rivalry was real, Meech may be unhappy with how their private dirty laundry is being aired for global entertainment. He likely believes that family matters should have stayed behind closed doors rather than being used as a plot device to keep viewers hooked. Furthermore,
The life stuff going with Diamond.
Lil Meech is currently caught in a complex web. He is extremely close to 50 Cent, who has acted as a mentor and uncle figure. Big Meech might feel that 50 is molding his son to fit a Hollywood narrative, perhaps even using him as a pawn to ensure the show's success. This is perhaps the most painful aspect of the work on what? Message. Meech wants his brother and his son to be seen as a powerful, united front, not as characters in a 50 Cent production. He feels his core values are being erased by the drama added for television. To truly understand this situation, you have to look at 50 Cent's history. This is the man who disrupted the entire music industry with Get Rich or Die Tryin'. He isn't just a rapper. he is a marketing genius. When he leaked that secret DM, he knew exactly how it would ignite the internet. 50 has a long track record of turning negative publicity into cold, hard cash. He thrives on shock value, believing that as long as people are talking, whether it's good or bad, the show is winning. However, did 50 Cent cross a line regarding street respect? Big Meech has been a legend in the federal system for 20 years, a man whose name is spoken with reverence in the streets. When 50 made the work on what? Message public, many fans felt he was mocking a man who isn't yet fully free to defend his image. 50's claim of making Meech a billionaire can come across as a savior complex, as if he is the only reason Meech has a future. This clash of egos, the street legend versus the media mogul, has created a tension that goes far beyond a simple TV show. Let's dive deeper into the specific creative complaints. When Meech told 50 to work on things, he was likely referring to the snitch factor and the romance plots. In the series, many characters are shown turning into informants. Meech has argued that in his real-life organization, loyalty was much higher than what is portrayed on screen. To him, seeing snitches everywhere in the script feels like a stain on the legacy of the BMF empire. Then there is the soap opera element. Fans have noticed that recent seasons focus heavily on romantic subplots and relationship drama. Meech's point is clear. He was a high-level kingpin focused on a multi-state business, not just a character in a romance novel. He wants the show to remain a gangster epic, focusing on the philosophy and power of the organization, rather than the merch masala of Hollywood dating. He wants a character that is philosophical and powerful, not just an angry criminal reacting to script-driven drama. This drama has reached a tipping point. Either BMF Season 4 will become the greatest season in history, or the partnership will crumble. 50 Cent has deleted the post, but the internet never forgets. As Big Meech transitions from a halfway house to total freedom, the world is waiting for the face-to-face meeting between the boss and the mogul. Will they conquer Hollywood together? Or will Meech launch his own independent production to tell the real story? One thing is certain, 50 Cent is the undisputed king of hype. He has turned a private disagreement into a worldwide trending topic. The battle over work on what is a battle for the soul of the BMF legacy. It is about money, it is about power, and most importantly, it is about who gets to tell the story of the streets. The final and most explosive chapter of the script. In this section, we focus on the strategic fallout, the Starz network's internal panic, and the future of the BMF franchise after this public clash. While 50 Cent and Big Meech are trading blows on social media, there is a third player in this game that is sweating bullets: Starz Network. We have to remember that BMF is not just a passion project. It is a billion-dollar asset for Starz. Since the premiere of Season 1, BMF has been a primary driver for their subscription growth. The core audience of this show isn't just watching for the action. They are watching because of the Big Meech name. The moment 50 Cent leaked that DM, internal alarms went off at the network. If the real Big Meech publicly disowns the show or tells his millions of followers that the series is fake or inaccurate, the credibility of the franchise dies instantly. There are rumors that Starz executives pressured 50 Cent to delete the post immediately to avoid a PR nightmare. 50 Cent has a history of fighting with Starz, often calling them out for not supporting his vision. By exposing Meech's dissatisfaction, 50 might have been playing a double game, showing the network that even the boss himself isn't happy. So they need to give 50 more money and more creative control to fix it. Let's look closer at 50 Cent's bold claim. "I'm trying to make you a billionaire, Meech." To a man who has spent 20 years in a cell, this is a heavy promise. But is it realistic? 50 Cent knows that the Kingpin brand is worth more than just a TV show. He's looking at merchandise, book deals, documentaries, and potentially a movie. He wants to turn the Meech name into a
global corporate brand, similar to how Jay-Z or 50 himself transitioned from the streets to the boardroom. However, for Big Meech, being a billionaire isn't just about the money, it's about the terms. Meech comes from an era where you owned your product 100. In Hollywood, the studios own almost everything. The tension in that secret DM suggests that Meech might feel like he's being employed by 50 Cent rather than being a partner with 50 Cent. If Meech feels that the work 50 is doing is only making the network rich while the family gets the crumbs, the friction will only get worse. Work on what? Could be a demand for a seat at the corporate table, not just a shout out in the credits. The most exciting part of this entire drama is the timing. Big Meech is currently in a halfway house, which means he is just one step away from total freedom. For the last few years, all communication between 50 Cent and Meech had to go through lawyers, prison phones, or letters. But very soon, they will be standing in the same room. Imagine the first production meeting for BMF Season 4 with Big Meech physically present. He will no longer be a voice on a recorded line. He will be a producer who can walk onto the set. This is where the work on what? Comment becomes a reality. Will Meech demand that certain scenes be reshot? Will he change the way his brother Southwest T is portrayed? This public drama is a shot across the bow, a warning from Meech that when he is fully back, things are going to be done his way. 50 Cent is used to being the alpha on every set, but he's never worked with a partner like Demetrius Flenory. In conclusion, the work on what? Controversy is the ultimate cliffhanger for the BMF universe. Whether this was a real argument or a genius marketing stunt by 50 Cent to keep the show trending, it has worked perfectly. The world is now more invested in BMF than ever before. We are witnessing the evolution of a street legend into a media mogul. The road is rocky, the DMs are spicy, and the stakes couldn't be higher. 50 Cent has the platform, but Big Meech has the story. If they can align their visions, they will be unstoppable. But if the ego of the troll and the pride of the boss continue to clash, we might be looking at the end of an era. One thing is for sure, the streets are watching, the fans are waiting, and the drama is just getting started. What do you think? Is 50 Cent helping Meech, or is he exploiting the legend? Drop your comments below, and let's get the conversation started.